Is the greatest. Unless your whole team decides out of town. Because it's hard for dolphins to survive in the desert. And eagles don't tend to nest with giants. But with NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube, you can. With NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube, you can.
Give me a minute, everyone. I guess we'll have to do it like this. Give me a minute, I'll be back. All right, how's everybody doing out there? I hope you can hear me. We'll give her a minute here. Yeah, I love the band. So yeah, let me know where you're tuning in from, guys. It looks like Wesley's up in Maine. Got the wood stove going. Yeah, it's chilly here, brother. It's getting cold here. We got the UK, New York. Well, welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me on the stream. Let me check my volume here. Can everybody hear me all right? Georgia. Whoop. Let me just make sure. Georgia. All right. Whoop. All right, good. Well, welcome everybody to the channel. I had to finagle the phone, so this is the best I could do for you tonight. Texas, Long Island. All right. Beautiful. It's thank you for joining me. I figured I would do a live instead of making a like another video or something and just updating you. Florida, I love Florida. I was down in the Tampa area for a stretch of time there. But yeah, let's get started, guys. I wanted to just update people what's going on in the business world here. Some transitions I'm making. And we're going to have a little bit of fun. And one of the sites I'm going on to is Biblio. And I'll talk about it a little bit later. But first, I would like to thank people who have donated to the Buy Me a Coffee, which you guys are real nice and generous for doing so. If anybody out there would like to, links in the description. It's all going to a My Coffee fund for the in-shop people that come here. So, there was an anonymous who bought 5. Thank you. Mahaya B. She says, love the content you make, your stories, the books. Greetings from Romania. Thank you so much. It's incredible. People from all over the place, they watch this. And then Maze Books. Maze Books is in Rockford, Illinois. And they've been very supportive of my channel. I'm going to drop a link in the chat in a minute here. They say, thank you for all the book selling tips, Phil. Take care up there in New York. Dave and Kim from Maze Books. Thank you guys very much. And then we have Ari Baver Tyan. I don't know how to say your name, but they run an online bookstore called True Oak Books. And they say they always tune into my videos and they like picking up tips on things and how to source and things like this. They say they tune in because they like my personality and I'm interesting, knowledgeable, and certainly entertaining. You might donate to the wrong guy, but thank you very much. And they say here, have you ever thought about listing on multiple marketplaces instead of strictly eBay? And absolutely, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Thank you very much for your donations. Then Kim Marie bought coffees. Thank you very much. And then Sarah in Dallas, Texas. I've been corresponding with her a bit. Sarah, thank you very much for the donation and best of wishes with your business. So let's get back to the chat here. Oh, there's Tom Barney, another bookseller from Woodstown. Let me drop in the link real quick, guys, to Maze Books. I'm going to send you their website if you would like to check them out and are in their area. So, and then I'm going to shout out some more book dealers and drop their links in as well. So there you go. There's Maze Books. So thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. Now, one of the things I wanted to say is opening up the new building, which has been successful. It's been great. My dad's been over there watching the shop. So I think he kind of enjoys it. So we've been doing nice sales over there, and I created a Facebook link specifically for that building, and it'll be in the description of this video if anybody want to click on it and like it and whatnot. And what I'm going to do is post more frequently on when it comes to that shop on a different material than what I post in here, and you'll all have chances to purchase that kind of material if you would like. We'll do big allotments of books. Okay, so Mr. Richard Mook, hey Mook, how are you, man? Thanks for tuning in. So let's see here now. There's also in the description, I'm transitioning some of the better books onto Biblio. I'm gonna give it a test run. So I like Biblio so far, and we're going to see how that kind of works out. They take less of a percentage, but I'm going to start promoting my Biblio platform more than the eBay, basically. So I'm going to see how that works out. Let me see here. So I'm going to do Biblio. In the winter, I'm going to experiment with Whatnot. That might be something to look into. I don't know if you guys use Whatnot. It's an auction, a live auction selling site. So, you know, I might as well try a couple different things here and see how they do. Another thing is I'm actually entering the world of affiliate marketing, which is very interesting. And how it kind of works is if I do a book review or something, or if I'm talking about a product that I like I read this book here. Richard Booth. It's called My Kingdom of Books. Awesome book. Actually, Mook, thank you very much for this book. Sent it my way, and I was going to do a book review on it. So what I do is I post a link in the description, and if you click on the link and buy it through the one I provide, I get a small percentage of the sales. So I said, why not try to take advantage of that? And so I'm going to do one on this book soon. It was really good. I don't know if you guys out there have read it, but very enjoyable. Currently, I started reading Book Row. So I'm enjoying it so far. And if you guys have recommendations, leave them in the comment chat area, and I'll try to check them out at some point. So let's see who else is in here. CJ Penning from West Michigan. How are you? You've been a long-time subscriber. Really appreciate your support. Thank you. And Tall Matt. It's good to see you, Matt. Matt's an old college buddy from up in the Hudson area. So, Matt, wonderful to see you as always. So, we got a bunch of watchers in here. You better get those likes up. So, what I thought I would do is basically, I wrote my little notes here. Let me put in another bookseller who started a YouTube channel. I don't think he's on the stream right now, but this is KG's Unique, Rare, and Antique Books. And Kent has been a supporter of this channel for quite a while. I was hoping to see him on my stream, but he gets in beautiful material. He's supported my business, so I'm gonna put this in the chat, and you guys, if you have the chance, go and check his channel out. So real great guy. And Dayton, how are you, Dayton? Another supporter. I love you, Dayton. He's down in Virginia, and Dayton's purchased a lot of books off of me. I appreciate all you guys' support. And we got way up in New Hampshire. All right. I like your state there. I like Vermont a little better, but New Hampshire is very pretty. I hope I'm not yelling into the camera too much. Now, one of the things on Biblio that they do, if I pull it up here, is, let me see. Biblio wanted me to do, well, you don't have to do it, but it's an interview as to kind of who you are. And so there's all these questions. So I said, I'll answer some questions on camera. Why not? But Michael Bathrick, hello, Michael. How are you? Been a long time supporter. It's good to see you on the stream. So they had a list of some questions. I was like, well, maybe I'll do this. I won't fill it out. I'll just do a live stream right now here for you. So, and if you guys have any questions, if you want to comment on past videos or whatever, go ahead and drop them in the chat, and I'll answer what I feel like answering. So the first question is, I hope you guys don't mind this, but I figure what the heck, right? When did you get started in book selling? Like 10 years ago. Simple enough. They're asking, what drew you to book selling? Say, you know, for those of you who don't know me, I've always been a reader, and really it was opportunity presented itself, and I purchased about 15,000 books at once, which was madness, and questioned my sanity ever since. But the opportunity was there. I saw guys could make a living selling books, so why can't I? So I jumped in. Thankful for my parents allowing me to use their basement as storage. So still sometimes do. Did you have any mentors in becoming a bookseller? I did not. Currently I do, though. I consider some people my mentors in this business, and also outside of this business, that really helped me out. So what are your specialties as a dealer? I'm a general bookseller, but this building I'm going to be changing and refining more into an antiquarian collectible, probably introduce some more antiques back into the building. That's what I would like to do, is try to go into that field stronger. So let me see. What's the most amazing book you've ever sold? I've sold a lot of amazing books. I don't know if you guys want to know the highest price book or you know, my favorite one. I've had well, how about this? My favorite book that I ever handled was Lewis and Clark first edition, the 2-volume set. That's an amazing set, and that was one of my favorite one to handle. I sold this year Travels of Jesuits. It's like a 73-volume set. That went all the way out to Montana for $2,400. That was a big set to ship. So, favorite book, man, it's hard to put a finger on what my favorite book is. I like a lot of the stuff I get is real special to me. Now I clicked off the thing. All right, let's see here. What is your favorite part of being a bookseller? My favorite part about being a bookseller is connecting with people and getting them beautiful books to add to their collection. That's fulfilling to me, and chatting with them about some of the books. It's really cool to see them light up when I pull something real special off the shelf, and if we have similar interests, it's really neat. Also, one of my favorite books I had that still has never sold is a first edition Trappers in New York by Jephthah Sims, 1851. And I'm very surprised that hasn't sold yet. There's great accounts in there. It takes place mostly in Schoharie, New York area. but it's a great book. I'm very surprised that that book hasn't sold. That's one of my favorites. Let me see here. Do I have any bookstore pets? I do not. I have a crazy dog named Toby who's an absolute savage. He doesn't like anybody in this world but me, so I can't really have him in the shop. He's a little touched. So he's like part Jack Russell, part pointer, and he's got some poodle in him. So he's kind of a lunatic, but I love that dog. So let me see here. What is the funniest, strangest, scariest thing that's ever happened in your store? So there's, I don't, I'm, uh, there's been a lot of funny things. There's a lot of characters who come in my shop, and I enjoy them immensely. I mean, one thing I can think of is my buddies. A lot of them were. There's some people out here that make moonshine, so we had a little test tasting in here, and it was just funny seeing people's reactions walking in when there's all these different jars of shine lined up. We're sipping on them throughout the day. So the strangest thing was probably during COVID. Um, some guy came in like a full suit and rubber gloves and like a crazy mask, and I never could hear a word he was saying, but he was very worked up about things. And I was just sitting here kind of like, I don't get paid to listen to this. So, but I don't know how he turned a page in the book that he was looking at. It was like impossible. They're big rubber gloves. I just was shaking my head like, this is madness. But so scariest thing, well, probably one of the scariest things was when my car caught on fire on the side of the building and I thought my building was going to burn down. That was pretty scary, and that was a subject in itself. There's a lot of things. I try not to get too personal with YouTube. No offense, guys, but I don't know you guys that well, a lot of you, but most of you seem like real sweethearts, but you probably wouldn't be impressed with some of my stories, or maybe you would be. But there was a shakedown in my shop that was kind of crazy. So uh there's some a lot has happened in here that I probably shouldn't mention, and I'm not going to. So let's see here. Let's get back to chat, see what's going on. Dayton, Ohio. What's going on, Ohio? I sold a book to a guy with my last name actually in Ohio, and we've been corresponding. Indiana, Grayson Collar at the Boston Book Fair last week. How was that fair? I thought about making my way. Okay, he had fun, bought a couple books. Nice. Yeah, I've heard that was a good fair. Let's see. Oh, I think he's having a conversation with somebody else. All right. Petition for a drama segment. Yeah, I don't listen, a lot of people would probably unsubscribe. I got parents and family that watch this channel, so I would never share most things. If you talk to the local populace, they've seen some things. Some people didn't even believe I actually sold books. So there's a lot of madness, but my crazy days are almost over. I'm going to drop a link for another bookseller now, guys, that if you have time, check out. It's my buddy Tom Barney. Barney loves books. Let me see. Right there. Bang. Another great guy out of Jersey. Tom came to visit the shop this summer. I've had a number of people visit the shop. Oh, my buddy's in the chat. Highlander. What's up, brother? Almost over. All right. He could tell you some stories. The guy in the chat right now. Let's see here. Back to the interview. What is your favorite bookshop other than your own? I really couldn't say. Every bookshop I've been to, and I've been fairly widely traveled in visiting shops, they've all had something different about them that I liked. Something unique about them and their own type of ambiance, I learn a lot when I travel and go to bookshops. I learn and observe how these guys operate. And, most of them are where I want to be at some point. I realize it takes a lot of time. There's a big learning curve. So every year I continue to gain knowledge. I buy better, I sell better, and I keep improving. I keep progressing upwards. So as long as I can keep doing that, and this is a very interesting business to be a part of, you're always learning, and I love to learn and share it with others. So to the best of my ability. So what do you personally like to read or collect? Well, I read a lot of nonfiction. Um, I like reading about systems of government, all sorts of different material across the board. I guess that's kind of what I collect. Different things on religion. Um, I guess I like Thomas Sowell books. Um, I have some young books that I want to get to. I'm reading Book Row right now, and I'm also reading a book about Charlie Manson, which is kind of interesting. Which I'm usually don't go in that direction a lot, but sometimes I try to read though also maybe a little bit of a fiction book or something a little lighter, away from the heavier stuff. So I actually did a book on conspiratorial material, buying and selling. And all those books I show in the video are from my personal collection, and I've read most all of them. And it's very interesting stuff. So that's the kind of stuff that I kind of get into, probably more so than anything else. Maybe someday I'll show you my personal book collection. I have a whole room upstairs with shelving all around with the books, but I can't afford to like keep a lot of books, when I can turn it for a good profit. So I'm pretty selective as to what I keep, and I also don't want to compete with my customers. So, but I guess that's kind of what I read. What do you guys read out there? Do you have a favorite book? Um, okay. Let me answer a couple questions in the chat. What about selling through your own website, Shopify, Bibliopolis, Squarespace? So, I would love to. I've had 3 individuals that were supposed to help me with a website, and they all kept falling through. And currently, I should probably just sit down and do a website and be more professional. But to be quite honest, man, I just don't have the time to do it right now. And yeah, I've definitely thought about Shopify. So probably this winter, as I said previously, if you missed it, I am going to be exploring new sites, and Biblio is one of them that I'm currently transitioning onto for some choicer material. They take like 12% of the final sale, and there's another where they could take 8% in a small monthly fee. So I'm going to test the waters with them, and we'll see what happens. Phil, have you dealt with any Gorbachev books? I have a couple upstairs in my personal collection. I know enough to, if I see his work, I'll pick it up because I think there's still a decent following to Gorbachev. But yeah, a lot of like, for those unfamiliar, and correct me if I'm wrong, Wesley, but I think it's kind of like Hermeticism, mysticism, stuff like that, cult type, content there with his books. It's been a while since I've had anything to do with Gorbachev, but oh, hey, Amy Beth, how are you? Yeah, you are late, woman. It's good to see you. It's very good to see you on the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Central Time in Tennessee. So, all right, that's what's up. Yeah, okay, Gurdachev's a call. Toronto, Canada, welcome. Let me see. Grayson Collar, shot in the dark, but do you have any engravings of animals that aren't on your eBay store? I've been searching for very specific ones. I probably do. I have stacks of stuff like that. But the first and foremost thing is for books for me. So if we're having a slow book day listing, then I get to the engravings and stuff like that. But if there's anything specific, you can reach out and I'll see if I have something. Off the top of my head, no. But let me see here. What else? Okay, let's get back to the Well, I answer a couple more. Is Dr. Seuss still collectible, or has the woke mob destroyed interest from many? I think he'll always be collectible. Woke mob or not, let him cry about it. But I think he's always going to have popularity to him. I actually recently sold a first edition, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas. So that actually came from that hoarder house. Some videos back. I don't know if anybody's happened to catch it. Let me get a drink. But yeah, that Seuss is always going to be collectible in my book. David Gadomski, I purchased Hume's 5 volumes on the history of England from you. Oh, you're on volume 2 now. I like reading about history, but I also got, I can't see the word, from Godfrey. Well, thank you very much, David, for your business. And that's great you started reading Hume's works. I hope you're enjoying them. So thank you very much for your business, man. Yeah, you've purchased off me a number of times. I do have a decent memory of who's purchased from me, even people from like years ago, like Stanford down in Georgia, or Alabama. See, that's a pretty good memory. So, in Stanford bought World War II book set. War of the Worlds was one of them. Anyways, not to divert too much, I do usually remember. So it's nice to see you on the stream, David, and thank you for reaching out. Okay, let me see. Let's go back to some of these questions. I'm almost done. Um, what's your favorite book you personally own, and would you sell it if the price was right? Probably my favorite book. I would have to say one of the books I really like in this shop is the Alexander Mackenzie book. And I have it in the back there. I'd show you guys. It's 1801, and he went from Montreal to the Pacific 12 years before Lewis and Clark. And it's just a really cool book. I really just like having that book. So the accounts in there, their travels, they went like hundreds of miles off course. Real trailblazers back in those days. Boy, was life tough back then, and I just admire that kind of person. That it's I think it's amazing. So that's probably one of my favorite books. It has really large pull out maps and stuff. I also had a book. I actually had Alexander Hamilton's Federalist Papers, just the last volume. I think it was supposed to be 3 volumes, and that was really cool. And I've had a number of just beautiful, beautiful material. It always kind of surprises me on these picks. Like every year, just getting in some of this stuff, it's a real treat to be able to handle it, and just to be able to own it and be a steward of it temporarily. You know what I'm saying? And then pass it on to the next person. It's a really neat thing, and so I enjoy it immensely. Like I tell people, I say I might not get rich doing this, but I'm gonna be real happy. So most days it ain't all roses. What one book would you buy if price were no option or object? You know what I always have thought was cool was those large elephant folios of Autobahn. I just love the color in them. I think it's just beautiful. Those things probably go for millions of dollars, but that would be something really cool. But boy, I'd be nervous owning it. So I'd be real nervous. I'd probably sleep next to it with like my shotgun or something. So just neurotic over those books, but that would probably be pretty cool to own them. If you were stranded on a desert island and could bring 3 books, what would they be? It says books, not magazines. So anyhow, geez, I don't know. I'd probably bring a Bible, and gosh, I don't know. Nothing with food in it. Got him. Nothing with food in it, and maybe some type of meditation thing. Probably a how to survive on an island. That's probably what I would do. How to survive on a desert island. I mean, but anyhow, okay, I guess those are 2 books. If you guys can think of a third, you you can put it in the chat. So I don't really know. All right, let's see. All right, we got a list of different things going on. Let me see here. Do you ever deal with books that have moderate damage or books with detached cover boards? Absolutely, I do, and I sell them. A lot of times, like I actually just sold Logan's Run first edition ex-library book. Um, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if people realize that you can sell these ex-library books still for a good price. And if the book is damaged, if it's too heavily damaged, I'll salvage out engravings and stuff like that. So at least you're preserving something of the book. But yeah, I mean, there's very few cases, say, for me anyhow, to invest to repair some of these books. And I've yet to find somebody that I would trust to repair them. To put a board back on a book, though, is probably like $100, so that's not too bad. I've thought about learning how to do my own work on books, but I would want to take a school on it. And then you could probably pick up some of these damaged books for really cheap and, be able to do your own work on them and make a better profit. I actually had, what's the guy? It's got a rabbit on the cover. Shoot. Not Uncle Wiggly's. Remus. I think it was Uncle Remus first edition, but it was missing the frontis. It was very badly damaged. The woman I sold it to, Helene. Hello, Helene, if you're watching, from Knoxville, Tennessee. By the way, her business is the Book Peddler too. She's a very nice lady. I think she is going to fix up that book. And so absolutely, I still pick up those books if they're a little damaged. I still sell books like that all the time. So, and yeah, there's like, I have book glue, like if the spine is coming undone and you can reback them easy enough, so for a small investment. So absolutely, I do. Mook, were you insane to get into antiquarian books? If so, welcome to the dance. You gotta be a little crazy to get into this business. So you gotta be a little insane, but I'll tell you, you are always having fun and it's always an adventure. And every new box of books I open, it's like Christmas. You never know what you're gonna find, and the hunt is what drives me. Boy, it's unexplainable, as corny as that sounds, but your heart gets racing. If it makes your hands sweat when you're holding it, man, that's awesome. And to make a living off of it, that's even more awesome. But I'm not going to act like it's easy to do, because if you guys knew the stresses of it, I mean, it's been highly romanticized, but it is very difficult too, but it's fun. So, and you guys definitely make it worth it for me. Doing these videos is one of my favorite things that I got into. I love connecting with you guys. I met some really wonderful people throughout the last few years of doing this. So, let's see. There's a bunch of questions rolling in. What is the highest book sale you ever had? From Phil. Is that Phil the Butcher from England? Highest book sale. So it was that Jesuit set that I sold this year for $2,400. I've had a lot of sales at over $1,000, but the Jesuit one takes the cake. I've sold books for $1,800, $1,500. So I'm always kind of progressing more and more into that world, but it takes a good foundation of knowledge. You got to buy right. There's a lot to that, but I keep adding to my repertoire, and I have some books currently listed at one's up for like 10 grand. The other is like $5 grand. I can't even remember some of these, but yeah, so that's the most expensive one to answer you. Yeah, okay, Phil. Yeah, I thought it was you. I just see that. All right, let me see if there was anything other questions. Okay, that was it for the questions. So I'm going to close out, and I'm going to drop another book dealer in the chat. This is Midtown Scholar. I went to visit with him. He has a YouTube channel, Eric's a very nice guy. He came up this year too. Excuse me. Bought a bunch of books. So I hope everybody down in Midtown is doing well. So you guys can check out his YouTube channel as well. All right, let's see what else people got to say. We got 34 watching and 22 likes. Come on, nerds, hit the like button. All right. Or the down like button. I don't know. You know, you don't see the down likes anymore. They like YouTube kind of took them away, I think, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't get many, usually from just some salty people probably. All right, let's see who else is in the chat. Let me see here. So original set, first edition Moby Dick would be your grail. Yeah, that'd be something. Get your hands on that. I mean, it's out there, you know. So if they won't sell it to you, steal it. All right, Phil, I think your secret sauce is how you use social media for marketing and promotion. How did you get the idea for that? It's pretty uncommon among other booksellers, it seems. It is uncommon, DH. You know, being in this small little rural community, you know, I really don't have people beating down the doors for books locally. And I just said, this is a free tool I can utilize to try to get eyes on my shop. I didn't expect it to get to where it's at. I have like 3,600 subscribers, and that means so much to me. I think it's amazing, but that's kind of, there's a lot that don't do it, or they do a different avenue. YouTube isn't for everybody. You might not be right for it. Some people excel on Instagram or excel on Facebook or whatnot or different platforms. I say utilize what you can and don't go crazy with it. There's a lot of like secret insider book things, right? With some of these dealers, they don't want to share information openly, generally speaking. I've shared quite a bit of information. I'm fairly open. I will admit there's certain things that I don't share. And there's certain things though that you're gonna learn yourself in the business, and it takes time to. And take your battle scars. You know what I'm saying? Not everything is quick dollar. Like everybody expects a quick dollar so much and instant gratification. And that's, from my experience, that's not how this has worked. It's been a lot of work and continuing to get knowledge. And one of the things when it comes to social media is that I just said, why not give this a shot, see if somebody out there's an interest, and maybe it can get me some business. And it has, and it's been an effective tool. So I think it's great. All right, let's see what else we got here. And yeah, a lot of booksellers, remember though, too, let me keep going, DH. They're older folks. I mean, I'm the youngest I know that has a brick and mortar store. Everybody's average age is like 60. It's like something you do when you retire or something. And, well, I'm not saying, anyhow, there are a lot of young people coming into the field. I know some that are younger, but, a lot of the older dealers, they're not too familiar with the social media. And I'll tell you, they would be great, I think, on it. But a lot of them want nothing to do with it. They're very established, and I don't blame them. I'm a pretty private guy, believe it or not, even though I'm all over this the internet thing. And if I didn't need to use it, you would never know who I was. I would be gone. So I get where they're coming from. Let's see. What's the coolest Bible you ever owned? You know what Bible I got to handle a few days ago was a Bible from the 16th century, 1592, in a Bible box, a 1600s Bible box. It was awesome. I wish I could have taken a video of it. If he wants to sell, I'm going to try to buy it off of him. But that's the earliest Bible I've handled, and it was really cool. It's probably the coolest, actually, that I have handled. One that I've owned. I really like one that I worked a trade with Helene. It was 1778, I believe, and it had 100 copper engravings in it. It was a big family Bible. I really enjoyed that one. But I figured we worked out a good trade, move it down the road, get new material in. So, okay, let's see. Gorilla glue, wood glue. Yeah, I don't know. I got book glue. Hobby Lobby, all right. I'm having work done on a few books for the first time with the intention of reselling. Finger crossed will go well. Rebacking a Hawaiian New Testament and touching up some older Jane Austens. That's neat. I hope it goes. I hope it goes well for you. A lot of the people that are doing the rebinding and stuff are well. There are some young people getting into that too. It's quite an art form. So that's awesome. I hope it goes well. Do you ever get spooky feelings when going through collections? Like the house that had a lot of occult books. So I'll tell you a story I've never told before. Yes, there was a house. There was a house about 40 minutes from here, and the lady contacted me. And when I pulled up, there's this big ornate fountain. I mean, this was a rich place. Okay, and they had like little devils and demons on it, and it was very odd. I walked into this house. Now, this house used to be owned actually by a Yankees manager. I think the only people I've told this to is like my uncle and my mom. But um, so this woman's mother owned it, and she collected some occult books, but it wasn't run of the mill, new agey. It was some deeper stuff, right? So like if you're into it, these are the kind of books like John Dee, stuff like the Enochian language, some dark stuff. Well, I'll tell you that was the first time I ever felt very uncomfortable. It wasn't necessarily just the books, it was the whole vibe of the place. And the woman was very unpleasant to be around. I didn't like her at all, to be quite honest with you. It irritated me. The whole process irritated me. But I was going through the books, and you're in like this big mansion with bizarre art and bizarre stuff around. And yeah, I gotta say, I got a very odd feeling in there, and I didn't care for it. I was happy to get out of there. Needless to say, um, I didn't end up buying a thing. It wasn't by choice. I wasted time, and I said if she ever called me back, you couldn't pay me to step foot in that place. The heck with them. There's always another buy out there. But that was one time where I was a little bit spooked. I got to be honest with you. So, Aunt Kay, oh, it's wonderful to see you on the stream. You came in last week, and I always love seeing you. I bought books off of Aunt Kay years ago now, and since then she comes in at least once a year to say hello. Such a sweet woman. It's always a pleasure to see you. I always look forward to seeing you. There's a lot of people around that I bought books off of, and I must have left some type of impression because they come to the shop every year. So it's a wonderful thing, the connections you can make with people. So yeah, that's cool. That question, I've never gotten that question before. Let me see what else. 20K for Moby Dick? Dude, you give me 10K, I'll get that book. I'll get a guy to get that book. All right, let me see. That's a lot of cash, man. All right, let's see here. You got the right personality for it. Oh, Dayton. I'm sorry, Dayton. You're on DH. Okay, well, thank you, man. Yeah, my personality's all right for it, I guess, Well, some of you think so, but yeah, thank you. Are you establishing a relationship with Book Scouts? So I, in a sense, in a limited way, there are people out there. There are actually people in other places of this country who do have eyes open for me. Like, I want New York material, guys. I'm trying to build that collection stronger. And I mean, it's a popular subject here. So I'll tell people who are out in the field to keep an eye out for me. And yeah, I kind of have, in a sense, had some Book Scouts. Let me see. And Mook is the scout of scouts, and I would like to interview him sometime for the channel because I think you guys would really enjoy it. We could do a FaceTime thing. I had my sister show me how to figure this stuff out. Let's see. Another adventure. And welcome to the channel. I know you're new to the channel relatively, so I'm glad you enjoy it. You strike the balance well. Personality, draw people to support your business, but also keeping what's yours to yourself. I do worry about people who share too much. Yeah, you know something? To me, there are YouTubers out there that I think they just get way too personal, and I'm not going to do that. I'll let you in like a small little window. You can get an idea, and I might make a comment here and there so you can kind of pick up on some things maybe. But I don't dig the whole putting it all out there. People are sharing their incomes and stuff. That's none of your business. You know what I mean? Um, it's crazy how everything is just share it all. No, I don't think so. Because no offense, but some people out there they're freaking sock puppets. I don't know them from Adam, you know. So all you on here are sweet as pie, and I would chat with you one on one, and if we're talking in general. But I keep things separate. I always try to keep things separate. You know, people go on camera crying about some crap that they went through. Yeah, who doesn't? You know, or their anxiety or this and that. Get out of here, man. It's life. It's not easy. So I don't like that stuff. I try to keep it business the best I can, and keep things separated. I keep people separated in my life. I mean, it's just how I operate. So thank you for that. Big Nate, I recently found your channel. I absolutely love it. I love books. And I've started selling some books on eBay. It's definitely not a quick turnaround selling used books. Yep, sometimes books sit a while, Nate. So just keep being persistent. Keep learning, and you're gonna you're either gonna stick with it or you're not. But you know what the number one trait is, they say, of like entrepreneurial types of people, is perseverance. And I agree with that. There's many a times I wanted to give up. But I refuse to. I'll leave on my own terms. When I'm ready to stop, if I do, I'm gone. That's it. I walk out on my own. I'm not going to be pressured out. I'm not going to allow it to overwhelm me when times are tough. I keep forging forward. So if you want to make it your thing, I'd say perseverance is number one. KG's unique rare books. What's going on, Kent? I shared your link earlier, man. On the thing. And you know what? Because you just tuned in, I'm sharing Kent's YouTube link again. Guys, gets great material. He makes a lot of shorts and does it a little differently than I do. But Kent is a great guy, and I hope that you all go across to his channel and like his material, because I think you would enjoy the finds that he has. You thought I got an Eastern Press collection in? You should have saw Kent's. Unbelievable. So, all right, let's see what else. Do you have any James Anthony Freud? Now, I don't believe so, David. I don't believe I do offhand. Let me see. Sean Arnett, my grail is complete Gutenberg Bible. Yeah, I asked everybody what would be their number one book they could buy. So we've had Moby Dick, we had the Gutenberg Bible. I said I like Audubon's works just because they look so beautiful. But Gutenberg Bible, that's got to be up there. Absolutely. Let me see. Wesley says I'm smart. I got everybody fooled. I always appreciate seeing your bookstore adventures. Thank you, Kent. And yeah, you got another adventure. Absolutely. Let me drop one more bookstore, one that I visited a couple years back. My guy Randy Elder out of Nashville, Tennessee. Elder's Bookstore. You can check out Randy. What a super guy. And this year, with the advent of the new building and everything going on, I really didn't get out and travel much. Excuse me. I didn't get to travel too much. In this winter, I'm staying here because I'm going to really hone in on how to market both of these buildings. And we're going to go kill it. We're going to crush it. We're going to do every avenue you can do. And I'm going to have a huge party here in spring. And everybody's invited out there. And I'll put that out. And it's going to be big. We'll have a lot of vendors, live music, of course, food. If you need a place to stay, just let me know. I help you out with something, okay? Maybe you put a cot in the bookstore. I don't I don't care. But we could all, have a good party and maybe go to the bar down the street or something and dance. My go-to dance song has been It just slipped my head. Uh, all right, if I think of it, remember. The bartender knows, but anyhow. Okay, signed first edition, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That would be your number one, huh? Not bad, not bad. It's worth a few shekels, I'm sure. But yeah, so I've been staying at home base a lot. I actually have a very big book pick coming up on Tuesday. There's 200 boxes of books. And so I'm going to go start working on that, and I'll take a little bit of video, and that should be a lot of fun. Let me take a drink. So that should be a lot of fun. Another thing real quick. So I bought all these. I know it's a little crazy. I'm a bookseller, but I'm going to start listing all these. I put up 5, but they're like Thomas Kincaid, Little Villages. I got like 50 boxes of these in People. So if anybody out there wants these things, I've already sold them for like crazy money. Some of them 75, 55. So it's kind of neat. But that's cool. Do you guys set up anything for Christmas? Do you do like a train set or anything? But those are kind of neat. So I'm going to be putting like flooding eBay with these suckers and moving them out. Generally, I don't go outside of books, but I decided to just take a shot on them. So, all right, let's see. Is there any place to pitch a tent nearby? Sounds like a fun spring event. Yeah, there is actually. There's free camping all around here. You can go up to, it's Tarbell Road, and there's campsites up there if you wanted to camp, or you could do it in my backyard or something. But yeah, there's campsites up there, and that's a good time. Bring a fishing pole. So it's pretty nice out there. But absolutely, you can above the bar, you can get a room for like $25. So it's pretty cool. And maybe I could see if they could open up the Grange Hall. So, well, I don't know, insurance, but there's no hotels around anymore, unfortunately. But anyways, let's see. Okay. Another adventure. Most of the accounts I come across seem to be fellas, which is cool. I'm curious if you know many women who are rare and collectible booksellers, especially with physical stores well enough to promote. I don't know. I have never met a woman with a brick and mortar store. I can't think of one. I know there's a couple bookseller YouTubers. Katie Reeds is on YouTube, and she sells general books. She doesn't have a store. And then there's the woman from Australia, Mel is her name. She's a big time like eBay bookseller. But I don't know any with the now Bauman Rare Books. The woman runs it, and I forget her name right now. And actually, I think the Strand in New York City is run by 3 sisters. So I mean, I guess them, but very limited. It's probably like 90% guys. I don't know why that is. It just is. So, Amy Beth, I've been dealing with eBay lately. It drives me crazy. I can't imagine dealing with them as much as you do. I'll tell you, it sometimes is mind numbing. I mean, some of the people on customer service anymore, they're really trying not to do customer service. Like everything they want automated. But I will say those little Filipino women that get on the call with you, they are sweethearts. They're always laughing. I always like throw some zingers in there, and they get laughing. I love it. I think they're dolls, man. At least that's who I think they are, little Filipino women. That's what I picture, little voices, But yeah, eBay sometimes is painful. A lot of these seller sites can be. Anymore, like if I have to deal with a return, which is like once every 8 months, which is really good, all things considering, and there's any type of issues, I mean, they constantly kind of will take the buyer's side, and if you don't accept it, it might be knockdown points on your site. And yeah, boy, sometimes it's annoying. But I think Rebecca left Bauman's. There's another woman though that runs the one in New York City. I'm pretty positive. Yeah, she did leave Bauman Rare Books. She started her own bookshop actually with another woman. Okay, so now the women are coming to me in Brooklyn, I believe, and then they split. So I don't know where Rebecca is now. If anybody knows, please, I would love to know. I have a crush on Rebecca. I think she is a freaking smoke show. So, but anyhow, there's some personal information for you, another adventure. All right, let's see. Yeah, I found Katie and I found Mel. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, they're cool. They seem like cool people. There's a few in the UK for online booksellers. I was wondering about things like safety on book picks. I don't know what you mean by safety on book picks. Um, if you elaborate, I'll answer. You mean like if the people are creeps or something? Okay, let's see. Um, did you have a moment when you realized you could sustain a brick and mortar with just the income from selling books? Well, I jumped in head first, like a nut job. Okay. I did not understand what I look. My dad's a numbers guy, and he broke it down for me on what I needed to sustain the shop. And I definitely, it was not able to be sustainable the first handful of years. So uh, the moment I realized it, like for sure, was probably like 3 years ago. Um, and I've started to take it more and more serious after that point. Um, but it's definitely not easy. And I will say, the majority of my business is online. That's how I'm able to really do a brick and mortar like this. I'm in a small town in the sticks. Okay. I joke around and I say I opened a bookstore in an illiterate town. I do the reading around here. But people are supportive in their own ways around here. For sure. They are. And they do like come out and support, but they're not really buying books. So very, very small percentage are. And I actually elaborate about that in a video I did on what I've learned in the used book trade for like the last almost 10 years, if you want to check that out. Um, Let me see. What says, okay, there's some women in Portland, Maine. Rebecca is with Print, Type, and Matrix. That's it. And thank you, Michael. And she is on Instagram. Um, uh, and you can follow her. But yeah, wicked sharp woman. Very, very seems like a very pleasant woman. So, let me see. There's a lady that has a shop in Baltimore, Mook says. So I guess there are women out there with shops. I've never met any face to face. So thanks for sharing that gossip. In terms of safety, women are typically taught to not go to strangers' places and such. I know people who have done services in homes and had to deal with scary creeps. Yeah, I guess it's going to be different for men and women. I'm probably not the right guy to answer it, but I try to suss out the situation. I've never dealt with too many weirdos. I've definitely been in a lot of sketchy situations in my life where I probably shouldn't have been. So uh, I guess that's not books though. With books, I guess what was sketchy was when you would meet up with people off of Craigslist. But back when Craigslist was big, some of those people, it was like they're looking to make a buck to go score some crack or something. They look like, and you didn't know if they were stolen or not. You'd meet in a parking lot. You always try to do it in a public place, but most everybody that contacts me, you can just tell they're really good, well-meaning people, and they have books that they need to get rid of. So there are a lot of creeps out there. I'm sure, but fortunately, I've never had to experience that. And same with the shop too. One of the benefits of being in the middle of nowhere is not having to deal as much with that element of society. I don't think I could handle a city bookshop. I think I'd lose it pretty quick. So, no, everybody who comes in here, 99%, I enjoyed them. I've had to kick two people out of this shop that were just foul people. There's just something wrong with their heads. So, and it's only two people I've had to do that. So, us book Peddlers, us booksellers suck at budgeting. There are many days I spend more money buying books at the bookstore than selling. Absolutely, man. I'll tell you, that has been one of my, and obviously yours too, one of my biggest faults is budgeting money. I mean, I'll save money. Like I was saving 10% out of my sales. And but then something comes along and you just gotta have it. So then it's back to eating at mom's for dinner, but she's a good cook, so it works out. But yes, the budgeting is terrible. I mean, gosh, it's quite a discipline, but certain things you just can't pass up, especially if you know you can move them. I'm actually looking at an upcoming auction where there's some phenomenal material in it, and I know I shouldn't, but it'll be peanut butter sandwiches for a while, or maybe just peanut butter out of the jar. I don't know, or crackers. I don't know what to tell you. That's the reality. So anyhow, all right. I think I've done pretty good at this live stream. I want to see how many minutes I'm into this. So you guys, I appreciate you coming. Yeah, my mom is a saint. What my parents have put up with me and my siblings is ridiculous. If I was my kid, I would just beat me and stick me in a closet or something. So let's see. I can't tell how many minutes I've been streaming, but it's been going a little while. Yeah, my family is great people, and it's really rare today. And so me and my siblings and all my cousins, everybody realize how special it is to have like a cohesive family. We don't always agree on everything, obviously, whether that's political or whatnot, usually political. But at the end of the day, it's that is the number one thing, and we try to always maintain it. And it takes a lot of work to maintain a family like that. I come from a very large family. Um, it's not probably normal in today's age, but my uncle's real old school. He has a saying, it's probably like an old world saying, but he would say, everybody's the enemy, basically, and the family that's it. That's what you have. That's who you live for. I don't fight for anything but them. So, and we all support each other. We all love each other. Everybody is successful in their own ways, and it's real special. So, I know a lot of people have issues with their families out there and stuff. It seems like more so than ever. So hopefully, you can mend things if that's the case, if it can be mended, because that's who's got your back at the end of the day. That's why I'm so confident in myself in this business, and things that have been instilled in me from a young age. It's like I will be successful because there's no other option. It's simple as that. So let me see. But thanks for saying that, Mook. She is a saint, and she's a damn good cook. All right. I started on eBay, and I had a lot of cheaper books after auction lot buys. So I took some booths in a group shop 15 years ago and sell there. Yeah, a lot of people do the selling out of booths. And I think it's a really good thing if you have the opportunity to do that, and if it gets good traffic flow, So a lot of people are booth sellers. There's not really much of that in my area. Oh, you already follow Rebecca? Yeah, she's a real gem. To me, she's a real gem in the book world. Also, another guy out there, Adam Burger. And I need to visit Adam. He was on the Pawn Stars. He would bring in material. Adam seems like a really cool guy. I've never met him. We've corresponded before, and I believe he's in like a gallery in Manhattan or something. And someday I'm gonna get down there. Usually I just pass through the city. I'll go out to the island. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not too interested in going to cities these days. I will from time to time, but I try to distance. Let me see. Duncan Whopper. Were there any books that you read that inspired you to sell books? Also, your cult book haul video inspired me to start selling, buying, and collecting. It's really cool to hear, Duncan. And that's neat. I'm happy you got a kick out of that video. Books that inspired me to sell books. No, I actually never even read about another bookseller. Uh, I had been to used bookshops. Early memory was when I was in Washington, and we were visiting an uncle in Maryland, and we went into Washington with my family, and we went to a used bookshop, and I bought Connie Hawkins' book. It's called Rebound, and it's a if you're into basketball, that's a one of my favorite books. It's a great book. I also like Larry Bird's book Drive. Um, but that was my early memory of a bookstore. And then I went to a book barn in the Finger Lakes, and that blew me away. That was probably 15 years from now, 5 years before I started. And there was over 100,000 titles. And I was in there for 6 hours going through it. And that floored me. Those kind of experiences of visiting these little bookstores, I just knew that people made a living doing it. Now, little did I know is that most of these guys were professionals before they became booksellers. Like they were architects, lawyers, doctors. So they had a treasure trove to go into it, which probably helped, But no, I never read a book. I'm starting to read them now. And I showed them earlier. I read Richard Booth's, which I'm going to do a thing on it. My Kingdom of Books. I'm going to do a report on it. I don't know what you call it. He's a very eccentric bookseller from Wales, Hay on Wye. And I'm starting to read Book Row. These guys were on like 4th Avenue, New York City booksellers. So I'm actually starting to get into it. And I think it's important that I learn about these booksellers, their experiences. I can relate to a lot of them, also the history of books and printmaking and things of this nature. Look, this is my job now, and I do think it's my duty almost to learn about this stuff and internalize some of it, because there's gems all throughout these books that if you're a dealer, you can pick up from. So now I'm starting to. I'm sorry to answer questions so long form, but I don't know what to tell you. All right. Another adventure. Yes, I like Larry McMurtry's book on books. Yep, I have that one. It's pretty good. I'm liking these two better though right now. That was great. Also called Books. Oh, okay. You guys are talking to each other. Yeah. So it's cool, man. I'm still enjoying this. If you would have asked me if I thought like this is what I would be doing for my life right now, absolutely not. I could have never imagined that this was the course it would take, but it has, and I'm rolling with it. So I'm thankful every day for what I have. I feel like I'm blessed to be able to do what I enjoy doing, because that's not the case for most people. So it is real special. I wake up every day, and I'm surrounded by treasures. So it is fulfilling in a lot of ways. Definitely, I'm very thankful. Oh, you're here for the long form? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Talk as much as you want. Okay. Well, thank you. Another adventure. I appreciate your support. So, but yeah, this is it's a wonderful business to be a part of. I really hope that like this channel also it is reaching book people, which is beautiful. I wish that, what am I trying to say? We could create some new readers out of this and new interest. Something? Some people are almost proud, it seems, that they've never read a book. Like this guy, he goes, "Oh, I've never read a book." I go, "It sounds like you're proud of that." And I'm looking at him like, "Why would you even say something like that? It kind of sounds stupid, And I think it kind of took him back when I said it. It's like, why are you proud that you've never read a book? I'll tell you another thing. I mean, what's been nice is actually introducing people to books. When you get to know them a little bit, we don't have to read for school anymore. We can learn whatever we want. It's right here at your fingertips. You know what I'm saying? it is cool to read and to learn. I think it's awesome. I think people like you are real interesting people. Probably everybody on this stream can teach you something that you didn't know and has something interesting to say and collect something interesting. I mean, me and my buddy Mook were talking about it. I'm always like people who collect different things, even if it's not my thing. I'm always so fascinated by and interested in it, So maybe we're becoming more of a rarer breed, but hey, it's what it is. I mean, we'll be the last of them then. So I don't know. Um, Getting on a soap. All right, I have old books, rare friends, and used and rare travels in the book world, both inspiring for wannabe booksellers. Cool. Okay, so the titles are Old Books, Rare Friends, and Used and Rare Travels in the Book World. Okay, I'm gonna check those out. I'm definitely gonna check those out. So I'd love to go overseas sometime and see some of these shops someday possibly. And thank you, Mook. Yeah, feel free, guys, to share the channel. As you know, there's a bunch of different content that I put out. You get first eyes to see what is coming into my shop. And I don't have a camera crew, so I can't do it like American Picker style, but I do the best I can with this in my limited means. But obviously, some you folks out there enjoy it, and I'm able to hold your attention to some degree. So. Thank you very much for saying that, Mook. Always feel free to share this channel, guys. I can't believe I have as many subscribers as I do. So I guess I'm on route to get to 5,000. So that's quite crazy. So I'm gonna start being an influencer now. So, anyhow, let me see. Another adventure says, I can understand people have difficulty reading, but for most part, it's finding the right book and the book that speaks to them. You're never bored or boring if you fill your free time with books. Absolutely. Find the right book. A family member's husband never would read, right? Well, it's because he never had the right book. He's really into hunting and like using bird dogs. And so I had the works of not George Bird Dog Evans, it's over there, and Gene Hill. He likes Gene Hill and he likes Corey Ford. So I'm introducing him to these books. Now the guy is a reader. At winter he reads, It's a beautiful thing. You just got to get him the right book to hold the attention. If you don't like the book, then put it down and find another one, Your brain is a muscle. You got to work it. The TV, the screens, they give you the imagery. You create it in your mind when you're reading, right? So it's a wonderful thing. Darlene Aitken, some YouTube resellers have emotional breakdowns online. Yeah, they do. It's the craziest thing. How embarrassing. Do you have any shame? Jeez. I hear you, man. I'll never get into any type of drama with another YouTuber. It's hilarious. But it does get clicks. It gets attention and views. I could probably make some off the wall videos throwing dirt at somebody and get, triple the views. But God, I just think it's kind of pathetic. And I would never do that. Why would I even give it attention, right? So, but yeah, back to the book. I don't know how people are bored in life. There is so much to do. So it's unbelievable to me. But and books are a wonderful way to kill that boredom. Writing. I started to write, actually. You know what I'm writing about? And this will be it, okay? Because it's it's 8:30. Wow, we've been rolling a while, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you have anything you want me to show you or anything, let me know. But I actually started now recording my stories, and it's all surrounding my bookshop, my travels, the people I've met, a lot of funny stories, and I'm getting tons of joy reliving this stuff. And of course, again, not everything is going to be in there, because it absolutely should not be, but I think it's a real entertaining thing. And they always say you should write for yourself, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just writing this for myself and putting a little my little collection together of stories and memories and pictures and stuff like a journal or scrapbook. And you know, maybe someday if I have it complete, maybe I will like self publish it or something like that. Um, but I don't know. I don't have aspirations of becoming like some type of best-selling author. It's just for those interested in books in the book world, maybe they would get some enjoyment. Maybe you guys would get some enjoyment out of reading about the experiences, the books I've handled. You know, again, there'll be a lot to it, but I know it's very enjoyable to write it. So, A Gentle Madness by Nicholas. Yes. So I have that book currently, and at some point I'll get to it. That's a pretty thick book, but I will get to that one. Right now, so far I am enjoying Book Row. I gotta say, I'll probably read a little bit. I'll read a little bit tonight. Actually, I'm gonna play my guitar a little bit tonight. I've been wicked antsy to do that, but I'll probably read some more of this and work my way into A Gentle Madness. So, all right. Well, take another drink real quick. And I think I'm gonna close this sucker down. But yeah, so I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover on my list. Just looking at the last thing. I can't read it. So that's gonna be it. Dan Boone has put out a chapter book or two of his life as a bookseller. Cool. Yeah, I'm starting to collect books like that actually. So it's pretty neat. I'm starting my own little collection. Another adventure. Thank you so much for joining my stream. Guys, I thank you all who actually spent the time with me this evening and joined my stream. It means a lot to me, okay? And your support, you'll never know how much it means to me, but it's the world. I promise you that. So thank you so much. It's a wonderful thing. So okay, everybody, that's it for me. Have a nice night. We'll do it again, maybe before Christmas or something. I don't know. We'll see you later. Okay. See you, Amy Beth. See you, Duncan. Penning. Use it up and wear it out. That sounds weird. All right, Michael Patrick. See you guys. Take care, everybody. Love y'all. We'll see you. Now I got to figure out how to stop it. Okay.